Hi there, it's Marcus Bird, and welcome to the 3 Minute Coach. Really fantastic to have you here. Thank you so much for downloading this material. I'm really excited to be able to share the 3 Minute Coach system with you. It's one of those amazing, incredible systems that has been developed to really help you to amplify your success, magnify your results, and signify the value that you have as a coach. And in this webinar series or this video series, you're going to discover the fast track coaching system that's going to leverage your time, maximize your return, and help you to get much, much better results. And I'm really excited to be here and really looking forward to taking you on this journey. So strap yourself in, grab a drink and a pen and a pad. Make sure you download any of the resources with this video, and let's get started into it. And so I think that most coaches get caught in what I call the coaching trap, and it's that coaching trap of swapping time for money. And in that process, we get caught in selling ourselves at a dollar value rather than a perceived value. And so people and clients judge us by the time that we're spending rather than the value that we're giving. And we've got to change our coaching process from time-based to value-based. Get out of the coaching trap of swapping time for money and and really make sure that we're adding significant value to our clients and having us get out of that ceiling of potential that we put ourselves into when we're swapping time for money. And so we want to make sure we're getting our time down and money up. And the 3 Minute Coaching process is going to show you how you can get 3, 4, 5 or even 6 times the coaching fees in half the time that you're currently getting them now, and really chunking your time down and building your money up. So increasing the value and selling by value-based coaching, not time-based coaching. Getting your clients out of the mindset that they have you for an hour, hour and a half, whatever the amount of time is, and rather that they're valuing you on the results that are actually occurring in each of the sessions. And it doesn't matter how long the session is. The 3 Minute Coach is about getting your sessions down to anywhere between 3 and 15 minutes, adding huge value, amplifying your sessions so that clients walk away really getting the value that they've gained from your session, regardless of the time, and knowing that the value that you've given them is absolutely cheap compared to the price that they're paying. And so really want to get your time down and money up. In this video today, we're going to talk about chunking time down. Because at the end of the day, what it's really all about is getting you better results for your clients. And this process will help you to get 10 times the results that you're currently getting so much faster. And I still can't believe the amount of value and the results that I get from using this system, and that clients turn around to me and go, "Oh my God, that was really incredible! I can't believe you got that so fast. I can't believe that we got that outcome so quickly." And I want to help you to get 10 times the results much faster, because I think that's why we're all here. We all have a desire as coaches to help other people. We all have a desire to help them go from their A, fears, frustrations, and current situations, to their B, which is their goals, dreams, and desires. And we all have that, we want to be the C, the bridge that's going to help them to do that so that we can get them better results. It's the one thing that joins us all together, is that real desire to help people. And I think that comes, that's a really fantastic driver, but it also comes with its own issues, in that I see all the time coaches giving away more than they should be giving away more of their time, going over time in sessions, giving free sessions, and sacrificing themselves just because they want to help and they want to give lots and lots of value. You know, I think in our world sometimes we think value is associated with time, and the more time I give, especially when you're in a swapping time for money business, you know, the more time I give, then the more value I'm actually giving. And it couldn't be further from the truth. It's got nothing to do with time. It's all about the quality of the results. It's all about the speed at which you provide those insights and those aha moments so clients can go from A to B as fast as possible. Because at the end of the day, that's what they want. They really want to get from A to B as quickly as possible. You know, it's one of the reasons people employ coaches. And one of our great selling benefits is that we help people to go from A to B much, much quicker. And so we need to apply that in our coaching sessions so that we can propel our clients rapidly towards success. And when we do that, we stop swapping time for money. Clients get out of the impression that it is all about time, and they really focus on the value that we're giving, the value that they're getting, and the value to their dreams and desires. And so really want to emphasize that. You know, the 3-minute coach system helps in all areas of coaching, whether you're a life coach, business coach, or executive coach. And it really works on 2 levels. One is it's about helping you to become a much more effective coach. Faster, quicker, better results, amplify your success, magnify your results, and signify your value. And it's all about that. But secondly, it is also about potentially training your clients to use the 3-minute coach session, certainly in a business and executive format. You know, as a business coach, it's about often helping clients to manage their teams and to effectively drive their teams. And so the 3-minute coach process is an amazing process that they could use to actually drive their teams more effectively. And it's the same with executive coaching. And so, leaders and managers, driving their teams more effectively is the key to corporate success. And so the 3-minute coach system is a dynamic system that you can use as a coach to amplify your success, magnify your results, and really signify your value to your clients. But it's also a process when trained that you can pass on to some of your coaching clients and help them to be more effective at their job. And so a really powerful dynamic tool. And so today we're going to take you through the very first part of the 3-minute coach. We're going to look at chunking time and look at an overview of the whole process. What is the 3-minute coaching process? And then over the next few videos, I'm going to take you through how to run a 3-minute coach session. I'm going to give you all the information to run a successful 3-minute coach session, or at least chunk your time down to maximum of 15 minutes. And we're going to go through those steps. We're going to make that happen for you, and we're going to change the way you coach forever, both from an application point of view with your clients and also a success point of view with your business. And so let's get into it. And so I think one of the biggest issues for coaches, apart from swapping time for money, is that too often I see coaches getting caught up in the drama of clients. And, we've set up this crazy Western world all around drama, and we're all addicted to drama. In fact, we're so addicted to it, we decided to invent this thing called television that streams drama into our houses every single night. And so one of the big issues is that we get caught up in what I call the fluff and stuff of clients' issues. And what we need to do is extract ourselves from that, because when I started the 3-minute coach process, I, like most coaches, was running hour and a half sessions. And I realized that if I wanted to make a huge amount of money in this business, I had to leverage my time. I had to get better and more effective at what I was doing. And so I set myself a challenge to chunk my time down from an hour and a half, firstly down to 45 minutes, then down to 30 minutes, and then down to 15 minutes. And what I realized through that process is that most of my sessions were full of fluff and stuff, full of drama, full of stuff that didn't actually need to be there, didn't add any value to the session, and certainly didn't help with the outcomes. And so I'd have to wade through all this goo and muck of heavy stuff that clients would present to me, so that I could try and find out what was really going on, what was the reality of the situation, so that I could remove all of that stuff and allow the client to see the core issue, the core thing that was going on for them. And so I learned really quickly how to get rid of and remove fluff and stuff. So in this first video, we're going to learn to chunk time. We're going to start talking about chunking time, and then the videos after, we're going to start learning how to remove fluff and stuff in a really powerful format so that you can get right into the core of it and get in fast, get the core issue quickly, and get out fast. And clients are going to rave about you and thank you for doing this, because we're all time poor. Through this process, we're going to look at the evolution or the revolution of coaching, from great coaching to exceptional coaching, where great coaching looks at interrogation and forcing the issues, investigation and finding out what's really going on, and inspection about following the client and where they want to go, right up into what I call integration and in flow. And I think when you're integrating clients and you're absolutely in flow, it takes half the time that it does with the other coaching methods, and gets you much more accurate outcomes. So we're going to look at doing this, helping you go from being a great coach to being an exceptional coach. We're going to do this through the fast track model of picture, point, and play, and I'm going to run through these models in much more detail over the next few videos. And by activating the 6-step Lightning Success coaching system, or the 3-minute coaching system of picture, point, play, relay, align, and prescribe. And so we're going to go through these over the next few weeks, or the next few videos. Look, the key to all of this, in my eyes, when I started to do this process, was it's about taking control and making sure you're keeping control of the sessions. I know conventional coaching wisdom sort of says it's about following the client, it's about asking lots of questions and just going where the client wants to go. And in my mind, if that happens, if you're allowing the client to go where they want to go, then you're going to be losing control. And the minute you lose control is the minute when fluff and stuff starts to appear. And all of a sudden, the coaching session is hijacked by the client. And so we want to make sure that we're really keeping control of the session. We're keeping tight to time, we're keeping our clients right on track, and we're keeping them aligned to what's really going on for them, and not allowing them to build in or to drop in fluff and stuff, because it doesn't add any value to the session whatsoever. And so there's a couple of steps that I do to make sure that this happens. The first one is that we've got to tame the line. We've got to make sure that we're training our clients what the expectation is. And the 3-minute coach has an amazing rap sheet process where the clients teach themselves to self-coach before you actually get into the picture. So they've already removed their fluff and stuff before you even start the session. And so we train the clients how to present, how to come with their core issues that's already been pre-coached. All the fluff and stuff has already been sorted out, and they come prepared, ready to get in quick, to get the core issues and the aha moments and get out fast. And so we've got to make sure we're training our clients. We've got to make sure that we're teaching them how to contain a session and how to self-manage so that they can, really get to what's going on fast, get the insights that they need, and get out with the actions that are going to propel them forward really fast. Through that process, I think what we have to do is we have to make sure that we're maintaining the fence. And so in the middle of Australia, you might be aware that there's a thing called a rabbit-proof fence. And the rabbit-proof fence is the longest fence in the world. I think it's almost 2,000 kilometres long. It's a long fence that was built to keep rabbits out of the outback. And so what we have to do is to create a fence like that. Make sure we're keeping really strong boundaries. One of the big issues I think with current coaching methodology is that boundaries are not kept strong enough. And so again, we allow the client just to go where the client wants to go. And I'm all for the client going sort of where they want to go, but I think we've got to make sure we're maintaining some amount of control and keeping up a really clear fence to make sure that they stay within the boundaries of the session that we're running. And I think the final bit is that we've got to hold the line, and we've got to make sure we're maintaining focus and direction right through the process. And so, a little like landing an aircraft, you've got to make sure you're holding the line, otherwise you miss the runway. And I think what happens is fluff and stuff gets us offline. And when we get off the line, we tend to land in the grass, which is really dangerous, rather than landing right on the runway. So right now, it might look like your sessions are really, really successful, and I'm sure you're an absolutely successful and amazing coach. Yet maybe you're landing on the grass just to the left or the right of the runway. And at the end of the day, there's a landing, there's an outcome, things are happening. But I think for you, there's the opportunity to be much, much more accurate, much, much, much quicker, and getting much greater value for your clients, which is going to have them rave about you and go and refer and get you other clients. And so the more effective we can be, the faster things move, and the more clients talk about us. So the key with this is that we've got to start chunking time. We've got to get time down from an hour and a half down to 3 to 15 minutes. And there's a process for chunking time. And over the next few videos, I'm going to teach you how to run the 3-minute coach process, which is going to allow you to chunk time down. But we've got to identify the time. Where's time going at the moment? What's happening in your sessions that is blowing them out to an hour, hour and a half? I think at the same time, what we have to do is we have to charge a premium price. The 3-minute coach process is so powerful and so fast that we can charge a premium price. And so we want to elevate the money. And so, we want to increase our hourly rate. And at the moment, based on ICF research, the average hourly rate's about $300 an hour for coaches. And so there's a lot of coaches that are under $300 an hour, and certainly in Australia, I've seen that the average for a life coach seems to be about $150 an hour. And so right up to maybe $600 for executive coaches. And we want to increase that to well over $1,000 an hour and really elevate our money. And again, remember, we're not selling by price and time, we're selling by value. And I think the final thing, which is what we all want, is we want to get better results. We want to become quantumly effective, so where we're really just having lightning insights and lightning results with our clients. And so I think, as we've spoken, the coaching landscape is a little bit depressing. And again, quoting some statistics off the ICF research that was done in 2012, is that the average coach earns $66,000 a year in Australia. In the rest of the world, I think it's about $54,000, if I remember correctly. And so, if that's the average income, there's a whole lot of coaches sitting out there. There's a whole lot of coaches who are under $66,000 a year, and there's a few that are over $66,000 a year. And I think, for me, it seems that the coaching, if you're just doing standard coaching or straight coaching, the maximum seems to be capped at about $200,000, $250,000. And I really want to help you and empower you to become a $1 million coach. And to become a black belt coach and really excel in your coaching, because we love to do the coaching. We love the one-to-one stuff, and so leverage is really, really important. Yet I think we'll always still want to do that one-on-one coaching. And so I really want to help empower you to do that. I want to help empower you not only to get great results, to get it fast, but also to give you lots of energy. Because I think one of the things that also happens for coaches is that we get exhausted after a day's coaching. And I certainly found when I was running hour and a half sessions that by the end of the day and by the end of the week, I was absolutely exhausted. And when I implemented the 3-minute coach, when I started to work with the 3-minute coach session, I realized that after each coaching session, I was more energized. I was more excited. I was more, I just had so much energy. And I found my clients had the same thing too, is that they had a lot of energy as well. And so this process is going to give you a whole lot of energy back. I think there's a couple of things that are really opening up an opportunity for us. The first one I think is that there's this speed of change, and we're all time poor yet information rich. And I think as time poor, Clients don't want to be sitting there for hour and a half sessions. They want to get in quick. They want to get the insights. They want to get the direction. They want to get the actions, and they want to get out really, really fast. And I think these days we have to meet the market, and it's only going to get faster. We have access to everything in the palm of our hand now. The internet, we have access to all sorts of things right this second. And so I think we have to follow that process. We have to keep up with the times and make sure that we're meeting the market and getting clients in and out really, really fast. I think the other thing that leads from that is there's absolutely information overload. There's way too much information out there, and our heads are full of stuff. We're desperately trying to keep hold of hundreds of bits of information at any one time. And common psychology will say that we can only hold 7 plus or minus 2 things in our consciousness at any one time. So things are constantly getting bumped. And what we don't want to have happen is that your session gets bumped. Because so often I would get to the next session for a client and ask how they went with their homework or home play. And often they would say, oh, I haven't had time to do it, I didn't get to it, whatever it might be. And so that drags out your sessions, it drags out the success, and clients feel helpless and hopeless. And so the 3-minute coach process cuts out all of that so that people get into action really quickly, they get stuff done, and they pop out the other end feeling really, really empowered. The amount of information that's sitting on the planet at the moment are things like this. There's more than 3,000 new books published every day. The amount of new technical information doubles every 2 years. And for students who are starting a 4-year degree, it means that by the end, or the stuff they learn in their first year is going to be outdated by their 3rd year. And so there's just these huge expectations now from an information point of view. And I think everyone's expecting the magic pill. They're all expecting that one thing that's going to catapult their success and that's going to drive them faster with less pain, with less time. And so we've got to come up with the magic pill really quickly. And the 3-minute coaching process absolutely helps to do that. And when you do those things, what we're going to do is create relevance, meaning, and engagement. And that's the core. To cut through all the information, we've got to create relevance, meaning, and engagement, and we've got to do it fast. And when we do that, we go from being informational to transformational, and that's absolutely the key to your success and growth, because that's what I want to help you to do. I want you to help to grow your practice really, really fast, get great results for your clients, have you come out being much, much more energized, and you being able to make a lot more money in less time. And so I think when that happens, we start to expand the possibilities. We start to expand the possibilities for you and expand the possibilities for your clients. If we look at our meta model, we look and see that there are 3 key things to focus on when we're running 3-minute coach sessions, so that we can help our clients go from identifying their needs, blocks, and problems to getting clear outcomes and momentum to get them moving. And the way we process this is through picture, point, and play. And so with the picture, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're getting an absolute snapshot of what's going on. We don't want to get caught in all the stuff. We don't want to get caught in all the fluff. We want to make sure they're getting a really clear, concise picture. And that picture is more than just what you see or what you hear. It's very much the words behind the words. It's very much around the reality of what's really going on, not the perceived reality, but the absolute practical reality of what's happening for that client. And being able to dive in and grab that picture really, really, really fast so that you can get to the aha moments, get to the insights, and get people moving. I think when we do that, when we get a really clear picture, we can start to get right to the point. And the key with getting to the point is removing fluff and stuff. Getting rid of those superfluous things that don't actually make any difference or add to the session that we're having. And so we've got to make sure that we're removing the fluff and stuff. And over the next few videos, I'm going to teach you how to remove fluff and stuff and make sure that you get right to the point really quickly, really fast. And then we want to get people to go out and play. We want to help them to jump the chasm of where they are now to where they want to be by giving them 3 really key things to focus on, 3 prescriptions to help them to go play the game the way the game needs to be played. And let's face it, life, business, or corporate world is all just a game. And I think way too often people get way too serious, and that again helps people to get caught in the fluff. That seriousness is all about the fluff and stuff. And so we want to get people out of that. We want them to play the game. Because when you play the game, you can step out of the game, stand on the sidelines, have a look at the playing field, look at what's going on, and then step back in powerfully. And so we want to help them to play. So I want to give you some things today to go away and think about in preparation for the next video. And I want to help you to get rapid results by firstly chunking down your time, by getting really clear about what's happening now and what needs to happen. And I'm going to give you a whole lot more information about what needs to happen and how to get this process to move. But firstly, I think what we need to do is grab what's happening for you now. So I want you to do some session mapping. And this was the first step that I took to chunk my time down, to get to discover the 3-minute coaching process. And what I did was I mapped out my time. And so for you, what I want you to start doing is I want you to firstly map out the time you're currently spending. And in any coaching process, there's a start, a middle, and an end. And what I want you to do is to have a look at what's the context I'm running at the start, middle, and the end. And in my world, it's the picture, point, and play. What's the picture? What's the core point? And what are we going to get them to do to play the game better? So I want you to have a look at what is my context that I'm running at those 3 parts of my session. What's the content that I'm generally running in those 3 parts of my session, and what time is it actually taking in each of them? So what I want you to do is I want you to go away, I want you to take this map, I want you to download the worksheet, and I want you to, when you're doing your next session, just jot these things down. You might want to jot it down throughout the session or maybe at the end of the session, and just allocate the time you have to each. One of the biggest issues I see with coaches is that they're not really clear and defined about each section of a session. The start sort of blurs into the middle, which blurs into the end, and it all becomes a little bit blurry and messy. So I want you to try and frame up each section. When did the start end? When did the middle end? And when did the end start? If that makes sense. So look at, okay, here's my starting point. When did it now move into a middle? And here's my middle point. When did it move into the end? And when did the end sort of start? And so we want to make sure that we're getting really clear about that there is a start, there is a middle, and there is an end. And so again, in my world, I go, right, the start is about the picture. So tell me what the picture is. I need it quick. I need it fast. Don't give me fluff. Don't give me anything else except what's really going on. And then I transition into the middle and go, okay, great. Now's the time to get those insights and awareness and awakenings for the client. So let's get that out really quickly. And then in the end, it's like, what are the key things that you need to go and do right this second, right now, this week, today? Let's get going, let's get you moving. And so, first of all, I want you to break down your current time. What's the time that you're currently spending on each of these sections? Then we're going to play with what time do you want these sections to be. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in the next video, but we've got to assess where you are right now. And so fantastic to be able to share this information with you. In the next video, what we're going to look at is the 3-minute coach blueprint, and we're going to look at chunking each section down into 1-minute lots to help you to get in, get the results, and get out really, really fast. And so we're going to play that in the next video, and I'm going to show you how to take that chunk time, to take the current time that you're playing from an hour, hour and a half, down to 3 to 15 minutes really, really quickly, simply, and easily. And so, again, really excited to deliver this information for you. I'm going to help you to discover the Fast Track Coaching System, help you to apply the 3-minute coaching process so that you can really amplify your success, magnify your results, and really signify your value with your clients so that you can stop swapping time for money, so that you can get much better results, and so that you can walk away being fully energized by your coaching sessions. So really excited to have you on the journey. Look forward to chatting in the next video and helping you to really propel yourself to become an absolutely exceptional coach. I'm Marcus Bird. This is the 3-minute coach system, and looking forward to chatting next time. So ciao for now.